Welcome back to Hoosier Sports Night. Two Hoosiers scored in double figures for the IU women's basketball team as IU fell to 13th-ranked Purdue 73-51. Nikki Smith led all Hoosiers with 13 points, while Whitney Thomas had 10 points and fell one short of a double-double with 9 rebounds. But the rest of the team struggled to contribute, finishing just 19 of 65, shooting an anemic 29% from the floor. Purdue's Katie Geralds and freshman Fakara Malone proved to be too much for the Hoosiers as Geralds led all players in scoring with 20 points and Malone added 15 points and 4 steals. The Hoosiers look to bounce back after 2 tough losses this Sunday as they play Purdue for the second time in 7 days, this time at Assembly Hall. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m. The win was Purdue's 9th straight over the Hoosiers. Whitney Thomas and Nikki Smith were IU's only double-digit scorers in a game where the team shot just 29%. Thomas also led the team with 9 boards, including 5 offensive rebounds. The Hoosiers will look to avenge this loss Sunday when Purdue makes the trip south for a rematch at Assembly Hall. Shawn Mikus was in West Lafayette. Let's go out to him with more.
It was the same place, different face type of atmosphere for current Purdue ladies basketball coach Sharon Versup as she coaches against her former Indiana University women's basketball team. Today, Coach Versup came out on top, saying she bleeds black and gold.
You know, it's not easy. Everybody says when I go back to being a coach, no. It's not an easy situation, but it is what it is. And, those players play very hard, but I love Purdue. Black and gold is what I bleed.
Coach Versup said the importance of this game today had no other factor except that it was another Big Ten victory. However, she'll look to prove that as she travels to Bloomington next Sunday to face the same Indiana team.
It's another game, but just like anything else, when you leave a place, I'm sure, it's going to be an environment that it's going to be tough. It's going to be a very tough environment, but hopefully after this year, people will move on and realize that everybody's moved on, and it is what it is.
As the Hoosiers look to bounce back from this tough defeat here in Mackey Arena, they will face Coach Versup next weekend at Assembly Hall. Reporting from Mackey Arena, I'm Shawn Mikus, Hoosier Sports Night.
This marks one of the toughest parts of the schedule for the women's squad. After back-to-back games with the number 13 Boilermakers, the Hoosiers will have to travel to Columbus to take on the 6th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes on the 25th. Then 3 days later, head up to Ann Arbor to face Michigan. Before their big matchup with Purdue, the Hoosiers were at home hosting Iowa. IU was in control for most of the game with a 34-26 halftime lead and an 11-point advantage with just 10 minutes to play in the game. But less than 4 minutes later, Iowa had cut the lead to 2, and with 4.5 minutes left, the Hawkeyes took the lead. After a couple lead changes, it would be Iowa's final 8-4 run that put them on top for the 71-67 win. Senior Sarah McKay had her first double-double of the season with 17 and 10. Kim Roberson was next in scoring with 11. Now, Sarah McKay has been a big reason this IU team has had success this year. Craig Mergenthal has a story.
It was going to take a big effort if the Hoosiers were going to overtake the Iowa Hawkeyes. They got that big effort from 6'7" senior Sarah McKay, but still came up short, losing 71-67. McKay had a solid game on both the offensive and defensive ends of the court, pouring in 17 points while pulling down 10 rebounds and having 5 blocks on the defensive end. Coach Jack credited Sarah with her ability to get better in practice every day and to improve game by game over the course of the season. Sarah was put in great position all night by her offense. After the game, I asked her about this, and she said that she was able to get the ball in good offensive position down low close to the post because of the good ball movement her guards were getting on the perimeter, and they were able to find her with the ball with several good pinpoint passes that put her in prime position to score. So Sarah McKay had another solid game for the Hoosiers. She's really come on strong this year. Last year she had 15 games in which she did not play. However, she has started this year every game for the Hoosiers at center and has really had a solid season for Coach Jack and the Hoosiers. From Assembly Hall, I'm Craig Mergenthal, Hoosier Sports Night.
The facilities project began recently over at Memorial Stadium. Let's go out to Alexis Hosier, who was there with more.
The beginning stages of demolition have begun at the north end zone at Memorial Stadium, or the Rock, as many people call it. The first stage in the facility enhancement plan was to remove the north end zone bleachers. By doing so, this will allow for more seating, more meeting rooms for coaches, and a strength development center that will accommodate up to 600 student athletes. There will also be a Hall of Honor to recognize the success of past student athletes. This will open a lot of doors for the athletic department. In order to stay on top of our game at Indiana University, we must provide the finest facilities for our athletes to train in. Be on the lookout for more updates on the facility enhancement plans construction progress. I'm Alexis Hosier, Hoosier Sports Night.
Fort Wayne Northside star men's basketball player Eshaunte Jones recently gave a verbal commitment to play for Coach Kelvin Sampson. Although next season he'll be heading to prep school, he'll arrive in Bloomington for the '08 season. Our own Matt DeBolt caught up with the Bear.
When you're talking about Indiana recruiting, EJ most likely brings to mind the name of Eric Gordon Jr., Kelvin Sampson's top-rated recruit in the '07 class. But don't fail to look beyond '07, or you might just miss out on another talented EJ, Fort Wayne Northside's Eshaunte Jones. Now, the senior guard is averaging just under 35 points a game this season and will sit out a year to go to prep school before donning the cream and crimson in Bloomington in 2008.
If you was here, you see my free throws out, and gain a couple pounds, for the next level because they're a lot bigger and stronger there and faster. I like Coach Sampson. He's a good coach, and I really think he's gonna help me out, with my college career. Defense, he stresses defense, and I think that's something I really need to work on if I really want to try to get to the next level after college. So that's why I picked Coach Sampson. He's an all-around good coach, and I talked to the players and they said they love him, so I think that's why I picked him. I think, Coach just put me in a couple plays and they helped me and establish a nice scoring appeal, in the season. So I really think that helped me out, my coach.
Now here at the Summit Athletic Conference's holiday tournament, Jones led all scorers and led the Northside Redskins to the team championship. Reporting from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, I'm Matt DeBolt, Hoosier Sports Night.
In other recruiting news, Coach Hep and the football team recently received an oral commitment from Jeremy Finch, a safety from Warren Central. Finch backed out of an earlier commitment at Michigan to join the Hoosiers. Ranked by Rivals.com as the second best safety and 30th overall, Finch is one of the best recruits ever signed by Coach Hep. Both Finch and Warren teammate Jeff Boyd, a defensive end, made a visit to Bloomington last weekend and loved what they saw, expressing their commitments at the end of the trip. The addition of Finch and Warren make it 4 players from the Warren Central class of '07 who will be in cream and crimson next year. Coach Hep has clearly made a powerful ally with the reigning 4-time Class 5A state champs. According to the teammates, staying close to home was one of the most important parts of their decision, and that it was now time to, quote, put Indiana football back on the map. We're going to take a quick break, but keep it right here on Hoosier Sports Night.